Welcome on everybody. Lennox here from Simple 123 Trader. This is the weekly playbook outlook for the week of August 28th to September 2nd. Hope everybody's doing well. Let me start off with the US dollar index, and as you can see, we have been in a very strong upward trend for a long time in the US dollar since May. April, May, yeah, June, and just pushing very strongly to the upside. Looks like we might be coming near the end of this move, however, so I'm going to be a little cautious on this because of the fact that we were up so high, and what I'm seeing here is that we could indeed be coming to the end of this push to the upside. So I'm going to drop to the daily and take a look at this. The reason why I'm saying that, structure-wise, what I'm seeing here is the last leg of this move, and structure-wise, again, we are in the last leg of that final wave to the upside. So I'm going to go a little closer on this just to go over it a little bit more. And again, the move is playing out. We have one more, I believe, one more little push, and to the upside. So a little bit of strength into going into this start of this week, but I think we'll turn around by midweek and be coming back down in the US dollar. So that's my take on it. Let's take a look at the Aussie, and we'll go to the weekly. Aussie's been weak, and that's based on the US dollar strength. So continued weakness in the Aussie for this week, and again, we'll be coming up into a support area before the week is out. So similar to the US dollar, we'll come to a point where we'll probably more likely be turning around, but right now it's complete weakness in Aussie. In Bitcoin, also showing a great deal of weakness, and I pointed this out from last week. Expected move below these lows of 18,005. We're going to see further a break of those lows this week and heading down into the 15,000 area, or even less. Okay, so weakness in Bitcoin going into the week. Crude oil has been showing a little bit of strength. However, it's been in an overall downtrend for a while, but we've come to a little bit of a support, and it's starting to turn to the upside. So it looks like a little bit of strength going into this week in crude oil, and I would want to see this continue as the week progresses. Okay, taking a look at the Canadian dollar on the daily, very weak, and I would look for continued weakness in the Canadian dollar going into this week. When we looked at the US dollar, let's take a look at the euro. The euro futures here on the daily also looking very weak. So due to the strength of the US dollar, we look for continued weakness in the euro. Okay, Swiss franc also showing lots of weakness, and you can see the Swiss franc has been inside of a tight, you call this a diagonal type of pattern, and up and down, up and down. Looking like at this point here, we might get a bounce perhaps before we continue to the downside. Okay, so looking very weak at this moment in time, so any bounce will provide opportunities to continue going to the downside in Swiss franc. We're looking at gold, also showing lots of weaknesses on the daily, so weakness going into this week with gold as well. Okay, Japanese yen, same story, a lot of weakness with Japanese yen, so continued weakness with the Japanese yen. So playing anything against the Japanese yen would it be a good play in the currencies. The New Zealand dollar also showing lots of weakness. So everything is very weak. A strong US dollar is holding out and keeping all these other currencies and so forth at bay. Look at the NASDAQ 100, big drop with the Dow, of course, on Friday, and the NASDAQ and the S&P, and I would look for continued weakness, perhaps just in the short term. We might see a turnaround and a retrace of the current move. So we've had quite a move to the downside here, but we could see we're coming into a very strong support resistance area here. So we could see a bounce taking us back up, but again, I think this might be short-lived. However, a little bit of weakness to start the week off for the NASDAQ. Taking a look at the British pound, also again weakness going into this week. So continuous strength in the US dollar will keep these going to the weak side. And look at silver. Silver, like gold, very weak as well. So continued weakness in silver. It's just the same common story for all of these instruments. The Russell 2000, also very, very weak overall. I'm looking for a turnaround bounce to the upside. It may be could start tomorrow, but again, we're at a very strong support resistance area, and we could see a bounce after this big drop on Friday. The Dow, similar story. We've come down to a strong support resistance area. We could see a bounce here starting off the week. And the S&P, same type of story, looking for a bounce to the upside as well. Okay, and last but not least is the US Technology Group. And do that again, US Technology Group. One more time. Doesn't want to give it to me. Does not want to switch to the US Technology Group. So it'll switch to the Dow. Nope, does not want to go to technology. Is basically the same type of chart. So again, looking for a bounce to the upside for the indices. All right, so that's a look at what's setting up for this week. So for our members here at S123, keep your eyes on the US dollar futures. Whatever we can glean from that, the strength currently will bode well for you playing the other currencies, Aussie, Euro, GBP, New Zealand to the downside against the US dollar, and playing the USD CAD, USD Swiss, USD JPY to the upside along with the US dollar. All right, so profitable trading to everyone. We're done now. Thank you.